Good morning, everyone. How is everybody doing on this Christmas Eve morning? Hope everyone is doing great. Morning, Mr. B Shady. Mr. Knives Are Live. Look at him there. He popped in on Christmas. I appreciate that, sir. Morning, Mr. Audio-itis. Mr. Keep It Scale Stupid. Mr. Robin, Mr. Pete. Hope you gentlemen are doing great this morning. I myself, like I said, am doing wonderful. Still got some knives I need to put up that do not have homes, and that includes some I had to pull out of a case yesterday. I will be dealing with that momentarily. So let's see what we got here. I think that will bring the camera on as usual. Yep, I've got these 5 knives need to find a home. They got pulled out of the clone box. They're not worthy of the clone box any longer. There's a Flytanium fly. I guess I'll leave him over in the corner. Let's see, put a Flytanium fly up there for somebody to see. So yeah, last night, I started off the night with this in my front pocket, which is an unlikely carry for me. Out of all the knives I could have carried, this is the one I picked yesterday. And I think it's because it was one of these laying on the table that got pulled out of the clone box. Yeah, it's a knock clone. It is I forget the number of the knock. But it is a very comfortable little knock clone. Got decent action too, for what it is. But yeah, I had this in my pocket. I wanted to see what everybody's on about carrying Chris Reeves knives. This is a large and cozy. Of course, they're on washers. And you might have heard me say I had this one in the front of my pocket at the beginning of the night. And I had this in my back pocket, which is my Kevin John Maverick. It got returned to me, and I wanted to check it out and carry it and use it. And during the night, I went to reach for this one, and my hands were a little greasy. I was in the kitchen, and I could not open it. The ergos on this knife were not the greatest with any kind of lock bar pressure and detent, and it kind of hurts, to tell you the truth. So I was unable to open it, so it came out of my front pocket, and this went into my front pocket. So that let me know what I needed to know. I could probably make it where it would have worked with grease on my fingers if I would release a little pressure from the lock bar. But I kind of like it with the detent that it has, so it is what it is. I can't expect it to be as good as a real one, so I shouldn't base my judgment on that. But otherwise, it feels like a super sturdy, solid-built American company knife. If the real ones feel anywhere close to this, then that would be the case, because it's a very solid knife, and it feels like you could beat it to death, and it wouldn't hurt it at all. So that's good. But as far as just a simple opening, I needed something I could do, and you can't really reverse flick too good on it. You can, but you really have to use a lot of wrist. But anyway, that's what I carried in my front and back pocket. And then in my back left pocket, I have my new little titanium Warney baby banter. I did use it quite a bit yesterday, break down some boxes and some other stuff, but I'm liking this thing. Which brings me to the next topic, and that is the fact that I got in the third of my builds yesterday, and that is, well, yeah, I got in my Civivi Element, and I didn't realize how nice of a little blade this is. I didn't realize it was a hollow grind, I don't think. I don't think my Wii Elementum is a hollow grind. It might be. But the Civivi one definitely is. And this is a nice little knife. Yeah, it's got some brutal detent. And I learned the further down you go in the fuller there, the easier it is, but I don't have a real problem with it. My finger is pretty strong. I know you said you damaged yours at some point. But yeah, I've never had an issue going to reverse flick it. You can't really put pressure on the lock bar because of the inlay. I mean, I guess you can, but I don't know. Yeah, this thing is a great EDC knife, especially with the titanium now. Yeah, I don't know. The lock bar, I guess it does. This doesn't really hide it much. It doesn't move much, it looks like. You could be right there, Pete. But yeah, this thing is super nice. So now I've finished three of the builds, and the fourth one is out for delivery today, which is the Wii banner. So I bought these titanium scales before I had the knives. You can't stand the way Elementums look. At least this one has a little bit of sculpting on the titanium. It's just a knife. If you looked up knife in the dictionary, it'd either be a Ray Laconico design or this knife. But it is plain, super plain. But yeah, so 3 out of the 4 are done now. So that's cool. And then yesterday I also finished up this knife. I re-bead blasted everything and got all the red out of all the screw holes and all the standoffs. There's no more red, and around the blade I used that bearing. So none of the screws have any traces of red anymore. The blade doesn't. So that one is officially finished up. So that's cool. Morning, Andrew. Morning, Robin. Morning, Pete. Morning, Mister. Guess that's about it. Everybody else I said good morning to, I believe. And then last but not least, speaking of Andrew, I got in a knife that I was excited to get because, for a couple of reasons, but it came in this big, nice plastic thing with a handle. You don't get these all the time. Pretty nice little box. And inside the box, we have another Norseman and the tool that came with it. And this one, as you can see on the card here, is a Kevin John version. High-end custom knives. Yeah, I don't know if the Wii, I've got a Wii Elementum, mister, and I don't know if it's got a hollow ground blade. But this one is super nice. But yes, I got another Norseman in. And it's pretty cool. It's dark. It's got a couple of issues. He said something about the tip up here needs to be resharpened or something. I bought this to do a project with. I was thinking about doing a super cool two-tone anno with the hexagons being one color and the background being another. I don't know which color I would use yet, because that would be whatever color is on this whole side over here. So I haven't figured out a color combo yet. And then I was thinking about trying to mirror polish this blade. The action on it is phenomenal. It actually feels better than my Hilberg ones as far as action. I'm not sure if it's got skiffs in it. It kind of feels like skiffs. Morning, Robert. Merry Christmas. So I was curious to check it out, take it apart, see if it's got the same markings on the inside as the other ones. I thought I had a hexagon other one, but now I've got 3 different patterns. I've got the radial, the whatever this is, and the hexagons. And for some reason, it feels thinner, but maybe not. It looks thicker, which is cool. Is it thicker than this one? Maybe that's why it feels better to me. It's about the same as that one. It is M390, number 976. But it is super smooth. Yeah, it's smoother than this one. This one's not bad. This one's actually stiffer. But this is a nicer one. 888. Yeah, Andrew's already got dibs on this Norseman. If I decide to get rid of it, I don't have any Kevin John older clones. So for the coolness factor alone, I don't really want to get rid of it. Because I've never gotten one from Kevin John. I wasn't around during that era. Let's see. What else did I have to talk about this morning? There was something else I had. Oh, well. I'll remember here in a little while. What was it? What was it? Oh, now I remember. Yeah, Andrew just mentioned it. Yeah, I posted it in the Discord, Andrew, about an hour after they came out. But if y'all did not see, the Dixons were released. And let me fix this. Go here. So I'll put the link in the links in the Discord channel when they came out. But here's the 2 versions they picked. So they picked the plain And the one with the airplane theme, I forget what they call that one on the website. Good morning, Dalton. Merry Christmas. I know you do text to speech. Try to join in with us on chat. Sometimes it doesn't work. So they'll never go back to stamped bearings again. I hope at least the good makers won't. Um, he's super worried about McNeese having a fit, and he got the word MagnaCut evidently written better, closer to the original. So the model, he calls that Dixon. I forgot what he calls that one, but we will see here. All right. He calls that one Tiger Bomber. And after I don't know why he chose to do that bluish green color, but I'm wondering what it would look like if you used multi-etch or wink, preferably multi-etch, to just take the color off. I wonder if it would leave that background pattern. I bought one of each just to check it out. I, of course, wanted the plain Jane, but went ahead and grabbed both. Now smash that like button for me. Yeah, I don't either, Robin. I don't know why they put that pattern. The lines, the milling lines are not great for the pattern. Hopefully he'll release some other patterns. I would have rather had one like that, or with a real battle worn finish. I don't like any of these other patterns. I'm just glad he didn't go with the stars and stripes flag one. Old Glory. I don't like that one, but I don't know if it was smooth. Yeah, I'm not sure why he picked that model, but I guess we'll see when it gets here. And y'all know what knife he said he was releasing after this one, right? So the knife that's supposed to come after this one is the Mojave. So it might be just right around the corner. Who knows? But it was supposed to be the Dixon and then the Mojave. What else did I have? Guess that's about it. Um, I'm happier with them doing a Mojave than a button lock, especially since um, the Sonora runs on bushings. I don't know how they would do with a bushing knife. And I would much rather have one on skiffs. Morning, drummer. Robin Dallum. There was the one guy that said he wanted to try to boycott him. Nobody's really sticking with him. He doesn't have like a team of people boycotting. Okay, Wrongdoer, or whatever his name was the guy that was having issues. He said this might be my last post. There's the green one. Let's see if it looks better in person. The action looks pretty good. Looks like it's very smooth. Wow. I bet it's going to be one of those 90% knives. Like the original Mac. Yeah, it looks super smooth. I like the milling on it. I just don't like the milling and that pattern. It looks super smooth though. I was trying to see here. Oh, there's that one at Kubey I told y'all I wanted to see yesterday. Kind of like the looks of it. I think I want to check that one out. That 388. Somebody posted how the bearings don't fit in the cedar. I had one on the table here that I thought we would look at. That's not going to make much of a difference. It'll make way more of a difference if, like, the pivot hole in the blade was bigger than the pivot. But that's not really going to affect action very much. And a lot of knives have a little bit of a gap around the pivot. As long as the bearing's riding on a clean surface, shouldn't really matter much. But there is a set of skiffs that will fit on here and take up that slop. The knife itself already has such great action. I don't see the need for that. But, you know, it is an option. I had one laying here, but now I don't see it. Is it on the table? No. Oh, here it is. But the action is already so good on these things. I mean, it's just about perfect. So, and like I said, a lot of knives have a little bit of a gap around between the bearing and the pivot. It's smoky in here. All right, let's see. Let's see how much slop there is. Did this screw start unscrewing? I hate when you unscrew one side and the other screw comes out, because the one you're unscrewing is tightened tighter. But that's all right. I should have been taking that one out anyway, because I got to take the pivot out on this side. Oh, that's awesome, Andrew. I was gonna ask you how that's been for you. Man, these things are built super tight too. All right. So there we go. Oh, I don't have any slop. Oh yeah, it does have just the tiniest bit. I mean, that's so little bit. He makes it look a lot worse in the video. It barely moves. You can see, I don't know if maybe like some of the batches he used some other bearings, but those fit pretty dang good. One of mine had super tight detent. I had to take a little bit of detent out of it, but I would rather it have too much than too little. But no, both of my cedars that I got were fine. At least the mill blade. Are you talking about the mill blade ones? Yeah, I wasn't sure which blade. And this thing has got to line up perfect. Which blade shape you talking about? I mean, which version? Mill blade or? Pete, do you know what the price is going to be on those PM2 warnies? One of yours doesn't flip open. Like it's got too much detent? You can't open it? Or it won't lock out or what? Yeah, I don't know what you mean when you can't, it won't flip. What do you mean by flip? I can't get this. Does this pivot only go in one way? Like, why do I feel like the pivot's not all the way in? You know something I've gained appreciation for is I've gained a real appreciation for knives that have the stop pin in the blade. I like that feature. I like that feature because you can't lose that stop pin, and I like the little channels better. I don't know. What about y'all? Do y'all like your stop pin being in the scales to where the blade hits it, or do you like it being in the blade? I kind of like it being in the blade. I guess more so. Aha, there's the little cutout. Oh, it has a little square, but why? Why is that square not clicking into place anywhere? Where's it supposed to go? Did I put it in the wrong side? I think I did. Yeah, that's what I did. It goes. All right, now I see what's up. I was like, what is going on with that? I thought I did. There we go. Now we're good. Sorry about that. It does sit kind of proud though. Let me put a little oil in this thing because it's not even oily enough to hold the washer in place. I'm gonna oil these bearings too. This is super thin oil. It's some green stuff I bought on Amazon. It's the cheapest stuff you can find, I think. Yeah, I like the stop pin being in the blade. I don't know if that affects it being less strong because they have to drill a hole in the blade and they have to get the tolerances exactly right so that you don't have any kind of lock rock. Well, it's locking up over here, so that wouldn't really matter, but it won't hit the, I don't know. I don't guess it affects anything, which is fine. I haven't seen y'all's responses yet, so I will look at that in just a second on what y'all think about the stop pin or the in the scales or the blade. I didn't even really need to take this back apart. It just feels like the pivot is sitting proud, but that's just where it sits. I guess it's like that on the real thing. I absolutely love this milling pattern, though. It is the grippiest milling pattern I have ever felt in my entire life. Andrew, did you get one of these milling patterns? It is absolutely the best milling pattern ever for grip. Oh, wow. Yeah, this one's super hydraulic now. Perfect. Yeah, I don't know, Andrew. I did have to tune both of mine because they had a little bit too strong a detent, but I got it now to where pretty much hydraulic once it breaks in. Just one little shake and it closes. Pretty good, pretty good. All right, what did y'all say about the stop pin? Pin and blade is awesome. Solely on the blade. Crescent groove with the stop pin is money. Yeah, I like it too. As long as it doesn't contact close to the choil. Crescent groove, yeah, that's a good way to call it. Yeah, Christopher, yeah, that is true. He won't, he's got the Benchmade's tolerances down, but evidently there's too much variance in the Spyderco, so you have to send him your knife. And those bearings, that's just being a little dramatic. Y'all could see there was hardly any room around that bearing. It's riding just fine. All these people convinced that they're going to tell a huge difference with skiffs. I hate to break it to them, but they're not. Good morning, Puckett Elf. Good day, sir. I watched your video the other day of you riding in the truck, or I couldn't tell. Was that an RV or a truck? It was an RV for sure, but no, was that your house or an RV? I just watched the beginning of the video. I don't know why I said riding in the car. Because at first I thought it looked like you were in like a RV or a semi with a sleeper. But yeah, I watched a little bit of that video that you did the other day. Puck Elf. Pretty entertaining. Yeah, Andrew is in Australia. Oh, it is like a trailer? Okay. Yeah, I couldn't tell. Thought it might have been. So it's a trailer. I got you. Yeah, I got one of those too. I got a 28.5-foot one that I pull behind my Ford Expedition. Yeah, be shady. I'll tell you what I found out. So after dealing with so many different knives and having, a bunch of knives, I've realized, especially after feeling some green thorn knives, that bearings make no difference. It's all about the tolerances and getting it parallel from one end to the other. So the better the tolerances are and the more that they can get it perfectly parallel that doesn't pinch the blade, then any bearings will do. Because Green Thorn uses those old like polymer plastic bearings still. They're the multi-row, but they're still the plastic ones. And they get some of the best actions of any knives I've ever tried. And it's not just like a one-off case. They get their tolerances like that on just about every single knife. And their bearings are not top-of-the-line bearings. So I'm convinced the more parallel you get a knife from one end to the other, because if I don't know if y'all understand that, but it'll pinch the blade. So if you got a blade turning, and it doesn't matter if you got a blade turning at that other end, if you have it tilted either way while it's rotating, it's gonna pinch on one side or the other. So the more parallel that they can get them from one end to the other means that the bearings will be riding parallel and the blade, and it'll cause less friction. But if you tweak it any kind of angles, it's going to pinch, and it's going to be microscopically because it's going to be a slight tolerance. But the greater you can keep those tolerances, the better. Because if you cut your stop pins all the same size, but then you mill your holes for the stop pins different at both ends, you got to get it super precise. And Green Thorn, that's one of the things that makes them such great knives is their tolerances. But anyway, there's nothing needed in this knife. It's pretty much perfect. Yeah, Puck Elf. That's from shifting side to side. That's doing this. That's like the state of Tennessee. That like makes your knife shaped like that. I mean, you can tweak it. That's moving the sides like this. But yes, very good advice. Because I don't know, y'all have seen the paper trick to straighten blades. If you can do that with a knife, then that ought to tell you how much tolerance matters. The paper method is a great method for centering blades that are hard to center. Spyderco's got a problem with that a lot of times. Luckily, I got mine pretty good. But Spyderco's can be a pain in the butt for centering. I love this new one, man. It feels so much better than that blue. I don't know. These, whatever Flytanium does with the roundedness here, I like it. Are they the Lotus? Is that what they're called? Lotus? I think the Lotus, whatever. I'm trying to give them props, and I don't even know the name of the scales. And I keep wanting to like knock that out of the way. I keep wanting to hit that. At least I haven't smashed that yet. Like on whack. Live on video. Why don't I have this other light working? What in the heck? Oh. We had a whole light off the whole time. You got your landlord, a Leatherman, Wingman. He already cut himself. That's pretty funny. Well, it's not funny. That's a cool gift, though. Super cool. Mister, you're going to have to get over your hate of the Elementum. It's a great little knife, especially titanium. And that hollow grind, man. I did test when I was showing y'all that grip thing the other day. I did test the Evo when I got it back. And And it was kind of the same as I thought it would be. If I get it comfortable in my hand, just like all the other ones where I'm perfectly comfortable and I open it, I can tighten my hand right there without moving a bit, and I'm locked in. So the Evo is one of those ones with perfect ergos like we were talking about the other day. So I don't know how many of y'all grab some knives and practice that and see how much you had to actually move your hand around on the knife. Like on this one, since it's a flipper tab only, I have to do all kinds of jogging around. But even like this one, I have to slide the knife down to get in that groove. If I just open it comfortably, my fingers want to land up here on the... Yeah, some of the green thorns, you're right, Christopher. You mean this one? It's got that same green thorn action though. Man, it's so good. Yeah, this is a giant knife, the Lee. That so man, it's got late detent though. It'd be perfect for the people that drop it on their thumb, probably. It might cut you. It's a giant blade though. Sean, good morning. Merry Christmas. Oh, you belong to Trouble Bunny? Well, nice to put that connection together, Sean. Tell her I said Merry Christmas too. Uh, what happened? What are we talking about? What did I miss? Be shady? I guess I missed. Uh, oh, Mitchell. Morning, sir. Um, this knife right here made me realize though that somebody asked me about which CRK I would recommend of the clones. I think it was maybe Andrew. Uh, which one was the best one? And I looked around last night, and nobody's really made a great clone of these knives. Green Thorn has one, or a lot of the CRKs, but only the like $100 level. Nobody's made like. I guess it's because you got to keep the prices relevant. Can't make $180 version of this knife because it's not super expensive out the gate, but this is not the best one. This is the lowest tier one. So she's doing leather work. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that reminds me. I am so glad y'all reminded me. Y'all talk for a second. I gotta go grab something I printed out in my car. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. I also think it's hilarious what I'm about to show y'all. So you know how I'm known as the clone guy, right? Because like on my table, I've got some clones, I've got some real knives, I've got a nice mixture, I've got knives I like. Some of those happen to be clones, some of them don't happen to be clones. They're just knives I like. But anyway, I've been known to be that guy. So now that I made my first fixed blade that we all voted on, and y'all helped me make, now that I've made this one, I want to make another one. And I thought I found it only fitting that when I make my second one, I should make it a clone, right? Because why not? And I'm allowed to if I make it myself, right? So what I got here is I got my next fixed blade, and it's pretty much to scale. Might be a couple. Oh, thank you, Puck Elf. We made this on the channel over a little 8-week period. And we made the sheath too. I'm embarrassed to say that I've still not finished the sheath, because I got to use my drill press to put a bunch of holes in it, and I haven't finished the leather work because of how hard it was to get them all parallel. But anyway, we made a sheath too. And it fits really good. It won't fall out. So here's my second one. And what's going on with it right now? Puck Elf. The only reason I use this, I made it totally removable. So the only reason I use this is because it came with the kit. So this was a Pops Pro Cut kit, and I made these Kubey screws. I use Kubey bolts and Kubey screws so that I can take them off, so I can swap them out. But we voted on a bunch of shapes, and then this is the one everybody voted on. And it's super comfortable. I put jimping on the back of the scales and the blade, and it feels super cool. But anyway, right now this one has a 3¼ inch cutting edge, and it's 7½ inches total length. And the reason I had to make it this size is because if you measure from here to here, this is all metal. So the metal goes around the outside. If you measure from here to here, it's 2 inches. And I've only got 2-inch steel from Pops Pro Cut. So this exact knife will fit in my 2-inch steel. I can cut this out, and compared to my first one, it's a little smaller. So what I was thinking about doing is just stretching it another 1/2 inch and make it 8 inches total, and that'll make it a 3½ inch blade, and it'll lengthen the proportions a little bit, and it'll also give me a little bit more finger room. I should be able to get 4 fingers on it wrapped around it. I could cut it out and check it better, but you can kind of see the size there. 7½ inches. I think this one's closer to 8. But anyway, if you don't know, this is an exact copy Um, no, maybe. Yes, maybe a little bit more, but not much, because the same points will pretty much be the same points. It's still, I could just a little, no, that's still 2 inches across. Yeah, I might could make it just a little bit bigger. But if you don't know, this is an exact picture right off of the website for the Overland X knife. When you click on this picture, the second picture here shows the different models, and I picked the one in the middle, and that is the exact picture I printed out on the table. So even my second fixed blade is going to be a clone. But what's cool about this is it's all metal everywhere, just far enough around it that when you inset the scales a little bit, it forms that perfect angle to grip it by. Which would be super cool to get it all kind of rounded together, crown the spine of the metal. So I want to crown the spine all the way down so that it's super comfortable and goes right in with the right height of the inlay. And I like the screw placement. I like the smaller lanyard hole. I even like the little designs. I wonder if we could even, like, if I'm going to make it a clone, why not make it a clone? The blade grind, I think I can get with my jig, but yeah, I know I can as long as I get the plunge cut right. I got faith. But I think I might make it 8 inches long, which would be a 1/4 inch more kind of on both sides. All right, so I wanted to share that. I will cut one out and lay it across my 2-inch stock and see how bigger I can get it. A little bit bigger. If I could get it somewhere right around 8 inches and 3.5 inch blade, that would be perfect. All right. But you can see what I'm talking about the metal and the curve and the lines. Oh, that's for your thumb. That's for a pinch grip. Okay, now I see that. I didn't see it. I didn't understand it when I saw it on here. I thought it was a little. So that area goes down for a pinch grip, which is super cool. You can see it in that mock-up there. I am going to make some super cool handle material, though. Something exotic. In fact, I was looking at wood handle material. This snake wood looks pretty good. I don't know. I ran across some weird. I was trying to find some like wild ones, but good ones from the land of China, because I know they have a bunch of trees that we don't have. I like the pattern on that too. Desert ironwood. But man, it would be cool to find some of that crazy. I like the patterns on some of those, but Um, yeah, okay. So they got all kinds of composites, but the USA makes some of the best composites. So I'm more likely to buy something crazy from a USA maker. That's pretty wild. Uh, than worry about ordering some from China. But some of these patterns that they've got are pretty nice. Asia does have different wood. I mean, it's just a fact. Like, and it's cheaper for them to use some of their local wood than import it. So I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know how I went to that page right after. Anyway, I also looked at getting some raffia. So raffia stabilized. So raffia.com. I don't know how much the blocks of raffia are, but it would be super cool to buy some from them. I don't know why they wouldn't sell it. I guess they want to sell a bunch of it. And their product links don't work down here at the bottom. But using some raffia would be sweet. Puck Elf, yeah, that'll be awesome. Yeah, some burl wood would be sweet. Uh, Mister, yes, I probably will still buy one. Because it's a knife that's good enough that I'll buy the original. I've got a clone smock too, but I've got a real one. I've got a clone shaman and I got a real one. So yes, it'll be cool to compare the clone to the real one. But I agree, mister. I should definitely buy one. And I love his company. I think everybody should buy one. If you want to take the time to make your own knife, you're allowed to do whatever you want to do. And in that case, if you work to earn the money, you're allowed to do whatever you want to do regardless. So you can buy this too if you want to. I lost the sheath to my fixed blade. Just that quick. How in the heck did I lose the sheath? All right, what else y'all want to talk about today? Y'all got to help me out. I don't know where I put the stupid sheath for that knife. Oh well, I'll just lay it over there. All right. Whoops. Let's go back over here and who sells burl wood knife handle material? Stabilized walnut burl. Yeah, walnut's all I've seen around. Here's raffia. That's pretty cool looking. That's real cool looking. All right, how much do I need? Okay, a piece like that will work. So $40 for some nice stuff. All right, Mammoth. Here's where I should have been looking the whole time. It's worth it to me to get some cool stuff for one knife you're building. I mean, you don't want to get this the generic stuff everybody else has. I want to get something that's one of a kind, cannot be repeated. So I can't get cloned. That Marble Beach crosscut orange, pretty wild. Mammoth, oh, wow. Mammoth Ivory and Molar. All right, what do we got here? Mammoth Molar Scales, $70. That's what I'm talking about. Is that what y'all are talking about? That's what I'm talking about. Blackhorn Bone. I got to look it up. Thank you, Puck Elf, for keeping on. Yeah, just keep on me if I don't do what you're mentioning. Black buffalo horn material. Let's go look at eBay. Black buffalo horn. I like it. I like it a lot, especially if you can get it like that with the texture. Why is one straight and one at... I don't like the differences in the two. Robert Jones, Ice Age Craft. Cliff, good morning, sir. I didn't see you hop in. That's what you did, B Shady? All right. It needs sanding? Okay. All right. Let me look at another example because I don't want to give that one. I want to look at, yeah. That's pretty wild. Buffalo scale blocks. Solid natural horn block. What? I don't understand. All right. Who did you? Ice Age Crafts. Thank you, Robert. Ice. I don't understand how those are blocks of horns. Some giant horns. Oh wow. All right. Mammoth molar. Let's see what catches my eye first. They all look cool. That one caught my eye first. I don't understand what I'm looking at. Well, I do. Yeah, that's pretty wild looking. That is definitely the ones that caught my eye, were these patterns. I mean, some of these are super cool. That's pretty wild. Water buffalo. Mister knows what I'm talking about. Mister sees how sick some of these are. Thank you, Mister, for showing the wait, exclamation. What was I going to say? That was not the word I was looking for. All right, so most of them are either going to be like a striped pattern. Some of these look like pretty wild. I don't like the like rib cage looking ones or the bacon. These look like strips of bacon. Like I must either be hungry or this looks like strips of bacon. I mean, I know it's not, but whenever you show it to somebody, they'd be like, why do you have... Dang, you're fat. Your knife even has strips of bacon on it. No, that's not what they would say to me, but... if somebody had that on there and they were a portly fella, and I saw that knife on them, I would have to clown. I am sorry. Animal's teeth. It's not like it's an animal still alive. It's a woolly mammoth that was dug up from 20,000 years ago. Why is that not just super cool? I mean, if it was like a... Yeah, ivory is definitely bad. I guess you're talking about ivory. Ivory's evil, especially if because it still goes on today. That's why this mammoth is ethical sourcing of materials. All right. Thank you for the link, sir. That's your actual knife, huh? Christopher, yeah, I wish, but could you imagine living in a shop in Japan or China and some of those woods they have over there and being near a scrap place in Japan? Like, that would be pretty wild. I would probably rather, like, I really do want some of those exotic wood Asia. Um, 10 rare exotic woods that you should know about. Teak, Iroko, Bubinga, Winge. Wingewood, I've heard good things about Wingewood. That looks crazy. Look how dark that looks. Wow, that's wild. Central Africa. Okay, Wingewood, Rosewood, Zebrawood, Paduk. Purple Heart is good too. Mahogany and ebony. Sri Lanka, deep black. Yeah, ebony. Purple Heart, I've heard good things about. I want to look at some examples. All right, let's whinge wood. I can't even spell. I want to see some whinge wood. I just want to see the wood itself. That's a pretty good picture. That's pretty wild. All right, back to where I was. Whinge wood blocks. All right. Yeah, I don't like it nearly as much. Go back. Let's go look at zebra wood, because I know man. All right, zebra wood. Yeah, doing some kind of pattern with it would be cool too. I like some of those fossilized stuff because they use epoxies to hold it all together. And yeah, Puck Elf, go look up Rafir's website. They are fossilized. Uh, they do have. So Rafir fossils are real mammal fossils from the last ice age, 10 to 40,000 BP. Uh, but they use resins to and with vacuuming and high pressure to create all these. But they're 10 to 40,000 years old, so pretty safe. Yeah, you've Christopher, you've suggested a couple places like that, like go to get scraps of metal from places and go to get scraps of wood. I watch a couple of scrapper guys. You just reminded me of that. But there's a scrapper guy, Scrapper Mike or something, and he makes a ton of money. Scrapyard Mike or Scavenger Mike or something. But he makes a ton of free money getting stuff that people give away. Purple Heart. Purple Heartwood. Yeah, it's just too crazy. I mean, if I could find one that was like the perfect color, it's just too many varieties. It's something you couldn't order. You would have to buy it when you see it. Because if I could find one that had the real cool color, some of these are just blah. And then there's some that are like super cool looking. It also matters how you finish it. You can get that luster. All right, what was another one? Mahogany Paduk. Let's see what Paduk is. Paduk. Wow, that's a bright wood. African Paduk wood. That's got a nice pattern. Nice grain structure. Like, is that a store called Woodcraft? I'm guessing. Is Woodcraft a store? Woodcraft Supply? Find a store in Tennessee? No, I do not live in Chattanooga. There is a Woodcraft of Chattanooga. That's about an hour and a half from me, 2 hours from me. Yeah, that's smart, mister. That's what I'm saying. The custom woodworkers around me would just have the woods that I can buy anyway around here. That's why I want to source something from like Asia. Because I can't get that. I can find all the wood that I go to a cabinet maker and get his scraps. I can buy that same wood somewhere around here. Sean, yeah, I'll have to check it out next time I go through Chattanooga. I go through there a lot when I go to Gulf Shores and stuff. And Rosewood. Is there any good examples of rosewood? All right, yeah, some of the patterns of it can be pretty wild too. Brazilian rosewood. Indian rosewood. I've seen some crazy Indian trees too. Thank you, B Shady. That's good advice. All right. Yeah. And I don't know what would look good on that. Some composite. Needs to be composite. Can't believe I lost my sheath. I've got to finish it. Like I was actually thinking about doing it today because I saw the drill bit in my drill press. I've got a little miniature drill bit in there to drill into the sheath. That's wild, man. I've got everything right here. I found it. But yeah, it's so thick with the welt that by the time I got to keep this turned exactly right, or it goes at an angle and comes out the wrong place. So I got to keep it perfectly parallel. And I started drilling down through there. I've got my pre-holes so I can see where to put them. But the first one came out crooked. And I guess since it's my first sheet, the rest of them lined up pretty good. So if I can hold it nice and flat while I'm doing it, I can finish drilling these out and do the stitching like I did here. I got that stitched on good. Got it glued and stitched on. But I got to finish this up before I start this new one. I can't be that behind. So, funny fact, yesterday when I was trying to swap the scales on this knife, so y'all know how the Civivi logo has a little locating mark that holds it in place, and on the scales they have a little notch that sticks into the back of these. So these are they have a little notch. It keeps it lined up to where the C stays lined up. We does the same thing. If you've ever taken one apart, you know what I'm talking about. Well, I went to take the pivot out of the original knife. This is how it came with gray G10. I went to take the screw out. As you can see, I've only got one piece right now. The other one ended up in the trash can because they had it Loctited in with super duper Loctite. And when I went to turn it, I turned it so hard that it came up out of it came out of the notch and started freely spinning. So this C was spinning over here, and there was no way to get it out without heating it up. Now, I could have taken it into the kitchen and boiled it, which is if I cared one bit about these little pieces of G10, then I would have done that. But this knife has liners and G10, so they're super thin, so I could care less. So I just torched it, but I had to torch it enough that it almost caught on fire and it melted. I should have kept it to show y'all, but it just melted over, like on this side. It turned brown a little. So I threw it away. I'm going to throw this one away, but I just wanted to tell y'all that story. It was pretty funny. But I did get it apart, and I did fix the little knot. I mean, I got the notch in the titanium. But Loctite sucks from factory knives. Yeah, Cliff, I can imagine living in Alaska that you're tired of winter a lot of months of the year. What was I gonna? There was something else I was gonna tell y'all. Oh, I had a Kickstarter that we looked at. It got released in the middle of the night, and I just couldn't bring myself to pay what they want for S35VN. And the knife looks like I should be able to find it on AliExpress for $100. And it's this one right here. It's called the Stellar. We looked at it a while back. And they haven't sold that many yet, like 2 or 3. And they had some weird like ads, but it does look very contour, but it looks like one of those Reich Yangi knives or QK knives that I can get from China for around $100. And they want $169 for it. For the plain version. With the S35VN blade steel. Traditional handles are like this. Stellar handle is like this. Like I also didn't like their ads. I didn't like their their pushiness and their going over to sell stuff. They like have all these diagrams talking about how much better. Like, okay, we see it's rounded off. Like, we appreciate that. But knives can be rounded off just as easily as anything else. No hot spots, no tantrums. I mean, they even have the FLIR footage. I mean, come on, man. If you got FLIR footage on your website that you can't tell a dang bit of difference between the two, oh, they added a red filter to this one at the end. I mean, come on. And look how the billboarding. I don't know. I can't pay. And you can open a can of tuna fish with it or dog food. Like, I didn't like their advertising campaign. Oh no. So funny. No acceleration video. What does no acceleration video mean? What the heck? 40 inside the house? That is no good. All right, well, here's the insides of it. At least we can kind of see that. It's just a plain. Hey, but look, it's got the built-in stop pin. And the crescent groove. They also went the extra mile and put in pivot surrounds. I appreciate a nice pivot surround here and there. But can't pay $169 for it. No acceleration video. I like the milling on the handles. I like the. Here's a 7.87. Yeah, I should be able to make a pretty big knife if it's only 2 inches wide. I mean, if I got 2 inches to work with. Because this one's only 1.10, supposedly. And it's almost 8 inches long. So I could. It's just the shape of this Overland X. I can't make the blade as big as I can. I can make some giant knives. Oh, yeah. This is only like 1.5 inches. Like this is only 1.5 inches wide, so I can make some giant knives out of the steel I got, because I got 2 inches wide. But the shape of this Overland X, because it's all metal, you lose a ton of blade because of the way it's shaped. But 7.5 inches and 3.25 inch blade or cutting edge. It's actually about 3.3. But anyway. Oh yeah, the nice Swiss Tech Sever 7. Yeah. Oh, this is the button lock one. Don't they have another $199 one? Yeah, I know they do. Because we went to their website. So that's the low song. The other one we looked at was the liked. Oh, that's the fixed blade. I could have sworn they had another. Well, they're not showing. Well, they're really not pushing their knives business. Good grief, they make everything. Yeah, I guess those were the two we looked at. But I thought they had another one. I guess that is the one, the titanium one I was thinking of. I was hoping it wasn't a button lock, but I guess back then I didn't care as much. Yeah, that's one of our guilty pleasures. I love the shape of the blade. It looks a lot like the cedar, though. I thought we looked at other ones, but yeah, here's that knife. 7.6. The blade looks a lot like the cedar. Yeah, Christopher, I mean, it is what it is. Go pledge, go back it. Be his fourth backer or sixth backer. I just know what you can now. S35, like I'm not even sure it's S35VN. It just says V. I also don't like that about the company. I don't trust their marketing. They're trying to overhype the knife by telling us about everything about this rounded and no tantrums, and nowhere down here does it say VN on the steel, and it doesn't even say it on the blade in the picture. So yeah, 120, I would pay it probably. If it was 119, I would have grabbed one last night. But with all the ad stuff and all that other and what I can get with S35VN now, like let's go to Knife Center. Type in S35VN. Let's sort by price, low to high. All right. Okay. Civivi Appalachian Drifter. Appalachian, man, I don't know what the heck. I can get a little main. I can't talk this morning. Little Main Street for $90. Uh, yeah, $90. $93. Where's the titanium one though? Where's the first titanium one? That par is sick. Carbon fiber and G10. Yeah. Well, why are the prices? This one's titanium, isn't it? Yeah. Why are the prices jumping around all crazy when I sorted from low to high? Websites suck. I mean, these are small knives. That's a 2-inch knife. Here's, all right, that's aluminum. Dang it. Where is titanium? Got to be coming up. What do we got here? Carbon fiber. We should be at $120. I thought you could get a titanium. Black anodized aluminum. Well, I'm not used to buying on is this all right? There we go. 3.8-inch blade, $130. Oh, that's a fixed blade. My God. 2-inch blade again. No titanium to be seen. on Knife Center. I mean, the first one we get is the Little Main Street again. Knife Center sucks on value. I don't buy knives here. I just look at them. 2.2 inch again. Yeah, I don't know. 170. TC, they had S35V. They left out the N. It's S35. I'm looking at the right still. What do you mean I need to search for the other? It's S35 VN. That's what I was looking at. It's not the wrong steel, TC. Oh, well, it's not much different. It's still a powder scale. It's not close to S90. What is S35V compared to? There's not a S35. I'm telling you, there's not a S35V, TC. Where is it? It's VN. That's a typo. It's S30V and S35VN. It's a typo. I guarantee you it's a typo on this knife. And that picture they generated is an AI picture where they drew it on the blade. That's an AI picture. It's S35VN. Send me a link to S30V properties. S35V. There's not S35V. I did just Google it, TC. It doesn't come up. Everything comes up with VN because there is no V. I mean, let me go to page 2 or page 3. Like, just send me a link, TC. It's not that hard. Since you know it. Anyway, moving on. Sever, why don't you buy one? I'm sure somebody's got one on Knife Swap with these Swiss Techs. I'm going to add it to my alerts for you so that if it pops up, Low Song, I'll send you a message. Let me add it to my Knife Swap. Thank you, TC. Good grief. Wasn't that hard. I was just asking about it. Losung. Losung. All right. I got that Losung added. So what does it say it's close to? Oh, this is S30V. TC, you sent me a link to S30 again. It says S35V. Like, what part of that do you not understand, TC? Are you not reading the number right? I know all about S30V. I'm not talking about S35V. S35VN. One more time. S35V. Click the second link. That's S30 again. Second link is S30. Once again, we're not talking about S30. Talking about S35V. No, I'm saying that this is a typo, TC. This is an AI picture right here with this S35V. I guarantee you when you get it, it'll say S35VN. And this is a typo too. It says translation. I mean, but it says S35V, not S30V. Anyway, I'm not paying $169. Back to that, but I get alerts for all the knives. Well, it seems I get alert for all the knives. The knife fang. You can cut a maybe tomato. My mom loves those little cherry tomatoes. Titanium strength. Wait a minute. I just saw titanium strength. What a terrible video. Oh my God. There's people coming out with some crazy little things though. Have y'all seen this one yet? Slide action. It even makes the noise. If you don't make that noise, wow, it looks chunky. That's your Star Wars box opener. This music is just disgusting. Thank you, Mr. With the S30V is AI. S35V is AI. S30V is okay. Oh, it's all good, TC. I knew one of us was confused, and I kept saying, never once did I say S30V. I said S35V, but it was just a confusion, and I know it's no big deal. I got this one coming on the way. It's supposed to be being manufactured. Some of these take forever, but I bought one of their little magnetic. Bought one of these. It's just like that knife I showed the other day. It's something somebody used video editing software and threw together at their house. It's funny though. I mean, it's good. I like people that are making their own videos. But yeah, that little thing's cool. I get the ads. They got a bunch of like box cutter knives, it seems. The Kubey. Y'all seen this one? I went through and watched all these the other day. Hey! Hey! The ghost in your EDC machine. Oh, did he just do the switch hand? He didn't just throw it from one hand to another, did he? Hold on. I gotta see that slick move again. Watch it. He throws it from one hand to the other. Hold on. We can't miss the paper sheet. How many times have y'all been in the woods with full finger gloves on and needed to precisely cut a piece of paper? Because if that's you, this knife is for you. If you've ever been in this position in the woods with a bunch of pine needles and a firewood log, then this knife is for you. I mean, as much as I'm hating on it, I kind of like it. It's actually kind of cool. I was going to say the gravity thing, but all right. I'm down. Whatever. Sell it to me. All right. What else we got on Kickstarter today? This is entertainment. We need to do Kickstarter Sunday after Sundays. All right. Load up some more. The Jet Flick. Uh-oh. Watch out. We got the Jet Flick. I think my girl. All right. Anyway. All right, the Jet Flick. Thought it might have been something with jacuzzis. We won't go there. The Jet Flick. Yeah, we looked at that one too. The Scarab 2. I don't know what that one's. I mean, y'all know me and carbon fiber, but some of y'all might want to go check it out. I like going through these because you see guys that are into knives, that are new knife guys or new knife makers. I mean, that was kind of cute.
Hey, it's Magnus here, and welcome to my Kickstarter project for this small, compact, robust, high-end titanium knife. This knife is something I've been working on for a while now. I've designed, developed it, tweaked, done all the prototyping in my workshop here, specifically on that milling machine there, and cutting the metal on that water jet cutter, that kind of thing. I won't go into detail in this video. I'll keep it short. In the updates of the project, I will go into depth. I'll show you, show you how.
I like somebody that has a full shop like that.
The various design. That's
an awesome shop.
Decisions I've made and that kind of thing. If you scroll
we'll have to
down
check out who he is.
Here, there is a ton of photos, a ton of information. There's a couple more videos there as well, which shows you sort of behind the scenes and the making of and sort of how the knife works. Take a look at the rewards. See which reward will work best for you. Pledge for that reward, and I will talk to you.
Well, we didn't even see the knife. Wait a minute. All right, we got to figure out who this guy is. Magnus Richardson? Oh, it's a... Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, it's for those countries. No. I don't know. Why do you make that knife? I mean, I get it. Hey, look. It's S35VN is the first steel. You sure it's not S35V? Friction folder. It's nice looking. Very clean looking. I like how the pocket clip works. That's pretty cool, that prototyping. It looks nice. That's why I wanted to try to figure out who this guy is. Phosphor bronze washers. It's all you need on a friction folder. And 5 inches. Thumb chamfers. Disappearing pocket clip. I mean, that is pretty cool how it all works. And it's got the clip included. I like the clip included part. Because it cleans up the lines of the knife. That's a real early prototype. Pretty cool seeing all that. Uh-oh, he's got the... Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That looks like a fun job. Hey, look, it's got the crescent notch. I really like that the back spacer is the pocket clip. I mean, that the lever. Never seen that. Most of them just have a straight piece, and nobody thought to add that little hook on the back. That's pretty awesome. All right, can we... Oh, it's got a leather sheath. $189. Finally got down here. New Zealand. 2 for $3.29. All right, who is this guy? Magnus. Magnus, and what was on his shirt? Did it say Richardson? I feel like he was trying to tell Fisherman. Oh, it's Magnus Fisherman. That's the guy's name. I thought it said Richardson or something. I wasn't paying attention. Let's look up Magnus Fisherman, knife maker. Knife maker extraordinaire. We got Magnifico Knives. Magnifico Knives was the first link. So we got to go check out. Oh, look. Look what we ran across looking for Magnus Fisherman. Yeah, I like that pocket clip part. That was super cool. I can't believe I thought his name was Magnus Fisherman. I mean Richardson. Whatever. Yeah, where did you want me to go, Sever? Up a couple lines? Where? What, Man, we got the flicks and the jet flicks. Or something. Where did you want me to go? I'm gonna be totally upfront with you on this. I know the type of steel I'm going to use, but I don't know specific steel yet. There are a few reasons. But here's what he likes. All right. Let me do some sleuthing for real. Magnus SX. I found him. Magnus McDonald is the guy's name. Magnus McDonald Knives. Side click. Alright, so he's had his own website for a little while now. And the side click, what comes up, the Magnetron. High-end frame lock. Uh-oh. He's got some quirky advertising.
A very short video just on where the Magnetron knife is right now. On the sort of the main order page, it sort of says it's 95% complete. It is now about 99% complete. I'm just got a sort of one little tweak to go, or so maybe two little tweaks to go on the CAD, and then I'm sort of going to start making the first few of them. This one is, I think, 9% or whatever, 9 or 10% bigger than what you see in the main photos on the order page. It was just a little bit too small, but now it's the size it needs to be. But the main thing here, and I want to show you just now, is I got the mechanism, the opening mechanism, really, really good. I was having problems with the detent balls, so in typical Magnus style, whether I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, I came up with a different method for keeping the knife closed and opening it, and how it does that compared to the traditional kind of detent mechanism. So I call it the floating detent. Ignore this, but I was grinding something away as an experiment. But if you know a normal detent, the detent is pressed into the lock bar insert in here, and then it slides along the blade and falls into the hole in the blade. Now I've reversed that, and I've pressed the detent into the blade, and it then falls into the hole in the insert. And what ends up happening is the insert, the hardened steel insert, I've done it in such a way that that's what slides along the blade. And I'm still sort of finalizing the testing, but so far it is just, for want of a better word, unbelievable. So like I said, I call it the floating detent because the ball kind of floats in a little rail that we have to machine in. But what hopefully this video will show you the sound.
Oh, so it's got like a little rail where the ball rides, like a ramp all the way down.
Hopefully you can hear that. I'll give you a bit.
That's pretty awesome.
Usually when you have usually you have at the end you have
detent ball. You put the ball in the blade,
down, and then the lock bar falling down on the lock bar on the blade. So
we were supposed to run across this today. Something innovative for Christmas
would go away. You should hear it's just one click at the end. It's working really well. Like it's quite. I'll do the it's you can see, and then at the end, people seem to like this. I showed this to a local knife guy, local knife shop guy, and at the end, it doesn't go in. You just get that bit of, I don't know, security or whatever. You know it's locked in there, so you can kind of pick it down and then just at the end.
Oh, now that I don't know about.
I've not owned a lot of knives in my time. I've owned a few high-end, kind of high-end-ish flippers and things, frame lock knives, liner locks. This is without a doubt the smoothest I've ever felt. But like I said, I've not felt that many other high-end knives. You know, I live in New Zealand.
I don't like that last little part.
So I have to import them myself. But I ignore that burnt bit.
Like I said, to each his own. Some people love closing the knife by pressing on it.
That's all I've got in this video. I'm kind of watching.
I like mine dropping
just
in.
to show you that the knife is now 90.
It almost feels like assisted.
Don't worry about the blade and all that. This is still mostly sort of various prototype stuff, but final prototype. Like I said, one or two little tweaks to go in CAD.
I like it. I'm torn, but I found the guy. Magnus McDonald. Sever, sorry man, you'll have to go look at the Kickstarter. I don't even know if he said anything yet. I can't see anything. Oh, y'all, oh, Andrew, you told me who he was? Oh, that was pretty cool. Oh, on the page with all the knives. Oh, the fruity knives? I mean, the fish knives. When I typed Magnus Fisherman Knives. Or knife maker. Yeah, I put knife maker. This page, Sever. It's the only one I can think of that had knives. The fish knives? Sorry. Morning, Nick. I figured you would know about a guy in New Zealand, Andrew. I don't know which knives we were looking at. I'm sorry. Oh, like the Kickstarter main page? I don't know. Sorry, Sever. Magnetron, though. That's pretty cool. I should have known one of y'all would know who this guy was. I thought he was a real knife guy, and then he said, I haven't owned that many knives, but this is the smoothest I've ever felt. And I was like, well, if you haven't owned that many, how smooth does it have to be the smoothest you've ever felt? That's my question. All right. Well, we got to talk about the new fixed blade. In only true fashion, it's going to be a clone. We got to talk about the 3 project knives. I appreciate y'all. The Banter is out for delivery today, so it will be the last one. We'll get to see it done on Christmas morning. Three out of 4 of them are done, and the last one will be done on Christmas. I'm going to throw this away. It's in the trash can. Yeah, I knew he had some machinery for something. So pins Pins is probably what he got started in if he's not into knives. I haven't owned that many knives, but I've got some nice machinery and I thought about making some. Hey, that's cool too, man. More power to you, buddy. If you can machine good, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Make whatever you can. Oh, there you go. Andrew just said it. He's an incredible machinist, just not a knife guy. Well, there you go. I like seeing people with the machinery saying, hey, I can make all kinds of stuff out of metal. I'm tired of making these pins. Let me make something I can cut with. Yeah, we need to get him into knives. I need to be the first guy to introduce him to like what we really want and get him to make us something. A channel knife sponsored by Magnus Fisherman. I mean, McDonald. Yeah, fidget sliders. Yeah, he'd be good at, if he could do, we can get him some good milling patterns if he can tweak it in. Yeah, that knife will be about the same size as the pillar. A little bit bigger, bigger blade. But handle's about exactly the same. Dang. All right then. It'll be all scoop though. The scoop will start a little before. It's about the same scoop, really. It's real close to the same there. Total length. Toad X. All right, Mr. Andrew. Toad X. Am I looking for a pin or a knife? I'm guessing I'm looking for a pin. Toad X pin? No? What am I looking for? Toad X what? What kind of machine? What is a toad? Is it a knife? Let me try again with knife. Horny Toad knife by Dull Boy Blades. Mitchell, have a great Christmas Eve, sir. A horny toad. You have to let me know what the Toad X is, Andrew. Knife, pen, fidget. Smash that like button on your way out, Mitchell. In case you forgot. Toad X fidget slider. Magnus Toad X. Oh, is that his? That one's been cloned, I think. Okay. I guess a few people make one like that. Yeah, so that's not it. I swear I've seen a clone one of that one. Yeah, right here. Look, Toad Slide. Check that out. See if that's available in Australia. Andrew? I know that ruins it for you. And I know you probably won't buy one. But there's the Toad X for $11. Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was cloned, and it is. Add to cart. Yeah, he must be the fidget guy. With having his product cloned. Good grief. That's pretty wild. The honeycomb. That's pretty cool too. They put the same pattern as his on the inside, on the outside. So the Toad X, oh, it has a different pattern. Oh, that's a different one. Yeah, see how the inside is like that on the Toad X? They made it inside. They used the same program for both of them. Oh, you have a real one? Yeah, I guess you're into this guy. My bad, Andrew. You've probably seen all these. I haven't seen any of them. I'm going to add all three of these little aluminum ones to the cart. And use a new email account and get them all for $11. Only one left of each one of those. Oh my gosh, I got to order it right now. Y'all forgive me while I sign in with the brand new email account. No, I can't do that right now. If they get sold, they get sold. But I am going to copy the link and hope there's one left. Throwing it in the links channel. It'll just be a random link. Tactile Archer. Got a nice look to it. Follow. Why are we looking at the Tactile Archer all of a sudden, Nick? Man, he shows some crazy good knives, doesn't he? Why is this stupid? Why does it work sometimes and it doesn't others? That makes me mad. Why didn't you give me the YouTube link, Nick? Yeah, you should have gave me the YouTube link. YouTube, Bladezilla, Tactile Archer.
What's going on, guys? Bladezilla here, and today we're taking a look at this super cool knife from Tactile. Let's get this to focus. The advertisements, I'd rather talk knives than silliness. So, let's take a look at the Archer. Ooh. If you know
beautiful
me,
knife.
Let's just put it in the middle of the frame there. If you guys know me,
that's a beautiful knife.
Super sick knife. Well, I don't even know where to start. I guess let's start on the blade. This is a Magna Cut, and I believe they're saying it is 63 to 64 hardness
Look at
rate.
it next to the bio.
but just from a patterning perspective, remember how I said earlier, my knives of my personal collection are very much plain Jane tie with a little.
I do not have one, but dang it, I'm not button good, but I do have one of those. I wish I had a real one. But even the texture on the pivot is good. Like, check out the texture on the pivot. Flipper tab looks the same shape and size. Man, that looks really good. Green Thorn does their thing.
Twist. Well, that's why I have the Bio Light, and I think I have a Bio Dark too. But let's take a look at this. I'll move that out of the way so the camera doesn't freak out. There we go.
A Bio Light and a Bio Dark.
Right? But you look at it and go, you can kind of see the texturing on here, the kind of the Bio.
Yeah, you can. Check out the Bio texturing on this. Right along here, you see the Bio. Very clean Bio. Yep. It is crazy gorgeous. Look how clean it is, too. Super clean.
Spine pattern of the Bio, just so good, so well done. One of my all-time favorite Sugar-offs, regardless. Bio Light, Bio Dark, doesn't matter. I just love.
All right, back to the Archer.
It doesn't feel like it, but maybe it is. We'll find out at some point here. Clip, super usable. I love how there's that little see-through spot there, which you can kind of see more of the milling on the handle through that, and it is a little bit different of a color, I believe, which matches the backspacer. Kind of looks like a darkened pie. There's her large Trivisa.
Look what he's comparing it to.
About the same size, maybe a little bit longer as the large Seb.
That's so funny.
But there you go. Should give you a good. That's hilarious. This guy's obviously M390, but
is that the Astrum? What is that? No, that's not the Astrum. That's something else. I thought I had that one. I guess I don't. Huh.
So a little bit more milling, obviously, but in terms of the blade length, we're right in the same ballpark. Handle height.
What knife is that?
Just overall size-wise, I'd say.
Wow, look at his Shiro collection.
There you go. I'll move that one down. I get too excited when it's time to show different knife comparisons. Stellar's a good size comparison. That's real close.
Yeah,
right?
the Stellar. So, I've almost bought one of those a bunch of times. I like the tactile Archer. Thank you, Waylon. I thought I had a Stellar. Merry Christmas, anybody? Oh, you just got slipped a blue note? That's awesome. I thought I've got that knife. I might have it in the wrong place. I pulled one out. What is this? This is a green thorn, but is this the rat? Oh no, this is the cards. Oh yeah, this is the cards 5. got the logo down. That's the only way I can remember what knife this is. But I always forget which one this one is. Yes, Sever7, I'll be here in the morning. This Cards 5 has a sick action, though. I don't know where I got this one. This one's one of those older ones. See you later, Christopher. I'm about to end this anyway. I'm losing my voice. I love the Tactile Archer, though. I think the only reason I haven't gotten one of those is because I wanted it to be a little bigger. No, I don't have a Vortex, but I mean, it's one of the, they're a little out of my price range for just grabbing random integrals, but I do want one. The Cards 5 reminds me of the Rat. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I always confuse the Rat with the Cards 5. The Rat is another great one. But those are very similar, huh? I didn't realize how close they were. Yeah, but the action on this thing is just super smooth, like skiff level smooth. I mean, just perfect. This Rat's pretty good too, though. If I remember right, this Rat is almost just as, I mean, no, it's guillotine. Like it just slams shut. Yeah, that one just slams shut. That would not pass the 3 to 9 o'clock test. That one will just go straight from as soon as you start turning it, it's gonna just slam shut. Sure thing, Andrew. Just go outside and wait by your mailbox, and it'll be right there. And if it's not, just keep waiting. I can't wait to. Have we really gone like 2.5 hours today? That's pretty wild. Still got 19 people here. Hope everybody has a great Christmas. Merry Christmas. I've got the gray beard, but not quite as big as Santa. And my beard isn't quite as long as his. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great Christmas Eve and enjoy it however you're able, whether it's by yourself or with a group of people or with family or with friends. 'Tis the reason for the season. Mr. Drummer, Merry Christmas to you, sir. I got to find a home for some knives. All these 5 over there, including a Sinkovich. Another Sinkovich knife. Cool little knife. Mr. B. Shady, may you get tipped 5 more of those blue notes today. Well, maybe 5 is a slow day. Maybe you need 10 today. You might get tipped 5 every day. I don't know. Robin and Robert, appreciate you. Waylon, thank you, sir. Andrew, of course. You got to get you one of these. I'm telling you. Everybody in the world should own one of these. $160. It's Benchmade. Come on, man. Buy you a replica. Get you one for $160. That would normally be $800, $700, and it'd be better than the one that you'd be buying for $800. Such a good knife. Perfect knife. I said it. I just bought a second one, Andrew. You want to buy it? Man, it's so good. He nailed this one. As far as the copy goes. All right, guys. Merry Christmas. See y'all in the morning. Hope y'all have a good and prosperous day. Appreciate y'all. If you need me, you know how to find me. My email's in the top right, bladealchemy4you@gmail.com. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, please do so. Join us in the Discord. All you gotta do is go to my website. Go to my YouTube. And at the very top, there's a link that sticks out. It's all blue. It says Discord. Just click on it. You don't have to download an app. You can do it right from a web browser or whatever. Just join us. Anyway, guys,